So Willis the WordMaster is joining us live from Kisumu. Willis, it's always a pleasure. Hope your week was okay, and I'm sure you're enjoying the broadcast.
Yes, my week has been great, Jesse and Ashley, and there is something that I've really enjoyed today. You know, from green at the stadium to green in color. That is when you talk about that microphone that Jaro Soja has just used. But the man is seemingly in real love with football and Gor Mahia for that matter. Jesse, how was your week?
Well, thank you, Willis. We're glad you could join us. So let's just get this ball rolling and take a look at the word on the street before we take a look at other pronunciations.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Hey. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous. Miscellaneous.
Well, Willis, we've had them all. Miscellaneous, miscellaneous. How do we pronounce this word, Willis?
Jesse, this word is common. It's commonly used locally and even beyond, but that is in English, in terms of the English vocabulary. But it's fairly long and a bit tricky, going by what we hear locally. So most people will find themselves saying miscellaneous, miscellaneous, and all that. But you say miscellaneous. Miscellaneous, and we should remember that this is an adjective and it means composed of or containing a variety of things, just like you can talk about miscellaneous expenses or miscellaneous household items. So miscellaneous is the pronunciation, Jesse.
Okay, miscellaneous. Let's move over to the next word. The technical equipment needed for particular activity or purpose. The word is apparatus. Now, is it apparatus, apparatus? How do you pronounce this word, Willis?
This one is a bit confusing, Jesse, because, you know, in British English, you say apparatus, raters, apparatus. That is in British English. But in American English, you have apparatus, apparatus. So those who are inclined to American English will find themselves saying apparatus, but those who go with the British English, or what we can call now the IP, that is when we talk about RP, not IP. When I talk of IPA, that is International Phonetic Alphabet. But when I talk about RP, I'm talking about received pronunciation, which is the British form of standard pronunciation, as well as its approximations, Jesse. So you say apparatus. If you are inclined to American English, you say apparatus.
Okay, so both pass, apparatus and apparatus. Let's move over to the next word. It's an adjective meaning arrogant and domineering. Now, the word is imperious. Now, is it Imperious, Imperious? How do you pronounce this word, Willis?
Jesse, it's exactly the way you pronounce it. And in fact, Jesse, as we carry on, you know, today is World Teachers Day, and I have to say, you know, bravo, or the teacher who handled you in English deserves a pat on the back, because, you know, the way you handle English, that accent and the natural approach, or the natural way that you speak English, and that flowing, you know, manner of speaking it, you know, makes the language to be so good. So keep it up, just as well as Ashley Mazuri. So we say Imperious, the way you said it at the beginning, Imperious. Don't say Imperious, just like an imperious command or an imperious voice.
Well, thank you, Willis, and I'm sure my teacher truly does appreciate. Let's move over to the next word. Something that's slightly wet. Do you say moisten or moisten? Is the T silent?
The T is not pronounced, and the E. You say moisten, moisten. To moisten, something just like when somebody says, he moistened his lips, or she moistened her lips. She moistened her lips, or moistened his lips. It's a very tricky word, Jesse. M-O-I-S-T-E-N, moisten. Some people say moisten because of what they see, but certain English words are not pronounced the way they are spelled.
Okay, Willis. Now, the next word is not really an English word. I think it sounds more like a French word. A cabriolet, a cabriolet, I don't know. It means a car with a roof that falls down. Even as you answer this, let us know the difference between that and a convertible car. I'm torn in between.
Fact, cabriolet and convertible are just alternative words.
Okay.
But you say cabriolet. And what is very right is the fact that the word originates from French. Cabriolet. You don't pronounce that T, but you can also call it a convertible.
Okay, cabriolet, cabriolet. You can also call it a convertible. That's for the car lovers, by the way. Let's move over to something that touches on politics. The word is apolitical. Now, do you pronounce it as apolitical, apolitical? How do you pronounce this word that means someone is not interested or involved in politics?
Just see letter A at the onset takes the sounding A, what we call a diphthong, that glide of the two vowel sounds, that is combining A and E, A. So you say apolitical, apolitical. You don't say apolitical, just like you say abiotic, abiotic, aviation. We have aviation from what we see, but you say aviation. Abiotic, no, abiotic. And then our word here is apolitical, not apolitical.
Okay, apolitical. Thank you for that, Willis. Over to the next word. Deviate, deviate. How do you pronounce this word, Willis?
You say D. Letter E takes the long sound E. D. Deviate, deviate. And you don't have the primary stress in the middle part, what we call the medial part of that word. The stress is right at the beginning, or what you may call at the onset. You say deviate, deviate, not deviate, deviate.
Deviate, deviate.
Yes, deviate.
Okay, thank you, Willis. Now over to the next word, which means a medical practitioner who specializes in children and their diseases. Now, is it a pediatrician, a pediatrician? How do you pronounce this, Willis?
Oh, just see, what we should avoid at all times, especially in careers of serious communication, is saying pediatrician. Pediatrician, that pi is not there. A and E function as a digraph. A digraph is a combination of two letters representing one sound. In this case, the long sound E. So you say P, pediatrician, pediatrician, just like pediatrics. Don't say pediatrics and don't say pediatrician. You don't use that. It's P.
Okay, thank you, Willis. Pediatrician. I think I got it correctly.
Yes, pediatrician, okay. Yes.
Okay, over to the next word, which is used to describe a situation in which no progress is possible. Now, do you pronounce it as impasse, an impasse, or an impasse? How do you pronounce it?
We have the two last pronunciations that you used, we have them as alternatives for that word. The most commonly used pronunciation is impasse and impasse. To break the impasse. But remember, you can also say impasse, impasse. What we should avoid is saying impasse or impasse. Just avoid that. You say impasse or impasse.
Okay, thank you, Willis. Does it have the same meaning as the word deadlock? Just ask it.
Yes.
Okay, okay.
Words which have the same meanings, technically we call them synonyms. So,
synonyms.
impasse and deadlock are synonyms.
Okay. Thank you, Willis. Now over to the next word. A wound by an animal caused by scratching or tearing. Is it mold? Is it maul? How do you pronounce it?
Oh, now that is M-A-U-L.
Yes.
Jesse, you say Maul, Maul. A and U also function as a digraph, in this case, representing the long sound O. So you say Maul, not Maul. Many people talk about to maul, mauled the child. You don't say mauled, you say mauled. Just like we say whole for H-A-U-L, whole, and overhaul, not overhaul. You say maul, whole, and overhaul, not overhaul, not maul, not howl. So that is the way you pronounce that word, maul.
Maul, maul. I think we got it, Willis.
Yes.
Now let's go to the other tricky words
Yes.
you have for us.
Yes, we have Julius Musioka of Mwingi. Oh, your words are simple but confusing. We call them homophones. You say weather. Weather for W-E-A-T-H-E-R and W-H-E-T-H-E-R. Weather. The words are spelled differently with different meanings, but the pronunciation is the same. Such words are called homophones, just like male of M-A-I-L and male of M-A-L-E. Both are pronounced male. So the two, Julius Musioka of Mwingi, you say weather. Washington Onyango of Kisumu, you say Reiki, Reiki squad. To do a Reiki, that is of gathering information. Reiki, R-E-C-C-E. Don't say Reke or Rese. Don't say that. You say Reiki, to do a Reiki. Sabina Kombo of Kongowea, Mombasa, sachet. A sachet. Don't say sachet. What we see or what your eyes see is sachet, but you pronounce that word as sachet. Nancy Mwita of Kehancha, you say an ogre. Ogre. Don't say an ogre. An ogre. O-G-R-E. Wakili Silas Aluku of Nairobi, you say adjourn. To adjourn, and the past tense or the past participle of adjourn is adjourned. Adjourned. And you say also adjournment. Callistus Danger of Voy, you say vehemently. Vehemently, not vehemently. That H is not pronounced in that word. You say the police or so and so vehemently refused to divulge any information about the incident, not vehemently as commonly said locally. Anthony Yegon of Eldoret, you say powder, not powder. In English, it's powder. Kiswahili, yes, powder. That is what they call the Kiswahili. People will tell you about utohozi, kutohoa neno, but we are dealing with, or we are on English pronunciations. Now the next word is horizon, from Mary Nekesa Mumias. Don't say horizon, you say horizon, but we have horizontal. Cynthia Njoroge of Nakuru, you say late, late. Don't say let. Let is L-E-T, but L-A-T-E is late. Late, just like date, D-A-T-E. Winnie Andre, chronicler, you say a chronicler. Zacchaeus Olesein of Narok, you say Herculean, Herculean task. And then we go now straight to the surprise word for tonight. It's a common word, but many people always get it wrong in terms of pronunciation. Right there in your living room, can you try to pronounce this word? I know many people have said ballet or ballet. Just like many people find themselves saying Rift Valley or Rift Valley, which are inaccurate or incorrect. You say Bali, Bali, not ballet. For those who understand the phonetic transcription that I've used below, that is B, the sound B. And then we have the long sound A. It's an open or low front sound A. Then L, then E. Bali. Don't say ballet and don't say ballet. Just like you don't say Rift Valley or Rift Valley. Say Rift Valley. Now, you also say coffee. Coffee. That is in British English. C-O-F-F-E-E. Coffee. Don't say cafe. Cafe, no. You may hear of coffee in American English, but you pronounce that word as coffee. Now, you also say pyrethrum. Pyrethrum. But locally, we find ourselves saying pyrethrum. Very common. Pyrethrum, but you better say pyrethrum. Pyrethrum. Then we come now to confusing words. Can you try the upper one? The upper one, in sport, we say discus. To throw the discus. Discus. It's different from the lower word. The lower word is a verb. You say discuss. Discuss. You can realize that we have the last syllable or the second syllable. There is a stress on it. You say dis, then cus. Discuss. To discuss an issue. But the upper word, to throw a discus or the discus. You should always know when to use which word or how to pronounce which word, because if you mispronounce a word in certain contexts, things may be bad with you. Now, finally, we have the short sound O. The short sound O and the long sound O in English. Since we also give our viewers a chance to know the phonetic or sound symbols, the one on this side is the short sound O. Just like you say shot, a good shot, or spot, on the spot. On the spot. You can realize the sound O is short. But when we come to this side, we have the long sound O. Just like short, short, a short debate. So the sound O is slightly longer. Just like you say sport, sport. So the difference, spot, sport, short, short. So such kind of sounds are very, very crucial when you master them or when you acquire them well, especially in careers of serious communication. Otherwise, Jesse, it's back to you if you have anything on that side that is in Nairobi.
Well, Willis, I think that marks the end of our session right here in Mind Your Language. Of course, it's always a pleasure learning these words from you. Word on the streets, miscellaneous, I tell you, we've also seen apparatus. Thank you so much, Willis. And I'm sure you might have one question for Gorma here. In case you do, just shoot it right now before we hand it over to Ashley and the crew.
No, my only question to Jaro Soja of Gorma here. Jaro, how does it feel? Ama nitumie Kiswahili kidogo kwa Jaro. Jaro, wakati mwingine unajihisi namna gani wakati unaona kama wachezaji wale wa Gor Mahia wanafunga bao? Na pia uniambie ni mchezaji yupi ambaye pengine unamkosa sana siku hizi katika ile safu ya pale ushambulizi, yani forward pale kwa Gor Mahia. Huwa unajihisi namna gani mnapofunga bao? Na siku hizi unamkosa mchezaji mgani sana kufikia wakati huu katika kikosi chenu cha Gor Mahia serikali?
Well, thank you, Willis the WordMaster. Without further ado, let me pass it over to Jar Soldier right now, even as he answers your question. So, Willis, thank you so much. Jar Soldier, the ball is on your court. Umesikia hizo maswali, yeah?
Asante sana, Willis. Swali la kwanza uliuliza God kufunga asikia gadi. Hiyo ni furaha tele sana. Hiyo ni furaha mpaka saa ingine nasahau nalala na viatu. Nasahau kutoa viatu kwa gine, kwa mguu. Kwa hivyo wanajisi vizuri sana. Lakini Gor ikifungwa, basi nikifika kwa nyumba kila mtu najua kwamba Gor imefungwa. Naenda direct mpaka utanda, yani kitanda na kulala. Sitaki hata kukula kitu yote. Yani vile nilikuwa nimesema tuwezi hata ginene Kwa hivyo ni noma sana goli ikifungwa, lakini players wetu wote ni wazuri kwa sababu hawezi cheza football mtu mmoja. Wale ambao wako kwa kiwanja wote ni wazuri na watu na wamiss wote. Asante.
Well said, Jar Soldier. And I must say, perhaps you could get last words from most of the team members, starting with you, Coach, about perhaps what to expect in the next season and what you will be looking forward to, not just in the Kenyan Premier League, but also in the Continental Cup.
I just want us to believe more and take the opportunity when we get the chance. We've learned a hell of a lot this year, qualifying for CAF, qualifying for Confederations Cup. It's a great experience, and that's when you learn from experience. No top manager has gone to a club in Europe and won a trophy in his first year. I've won 2. Nobody's gone to Europe and won the Champions League in their first year. We haven't done that yet, but we will try and do that next year. And with these guys, if they have the faith, the belief, and every day we pray, if they keep doing that, then and they keep working hard, that's the way forward for us. And for Kenyan football, I just want everybody to do better. Everybody to come together and make Kenyan football a strength in Africa. And I want to wish our Ambi Stars all the best in their trip to Ethiopia, because they've given themselves a big chance now against for AFCON. But for me today, thank you for inviting us to the station. Yeah. Thank you, my TM. Thank you to my players here at home, Jaro Soldier, and everybody, all the Kagalo Green faithful. Erokamano, guys. Thank you.
All right. So perhaps, have you learned any Kiswahili words already?
Luo.
Or Luo words? Yes.
Luo words, Jabe. Ashley's Jabe.
Thank you.
Erokamano.
Oh, no. All right.
Okay, we'll need one more comment from either one of you. Perhaps the team manager, perhaps one of the teammates. Yes. Okay.
It was a tough year. We have to accept, but we achieved a lot, but more so we learned a lot. To all the stakeholders involved, we promise to work together. Thanks very much to our office, led by Rachir, the government, led by His Excellency, because at some stage we had to get support from the big house.
Okay.
We really appreciate our fans and everybody who played a role. The playing unit, my able coach, and the entire technical bench. It was just the beginning of everything, but the end of nothing. We promise to excel next year. We always take what belongs to us. Thank you.
Thank you so much, team manager. Obviously talking on behalf of the whole team. And we've come to the end of Friday Briefing, unfortunately, Ashley.
Unfortunately, but I'm not leaving here until I've seen Jarasoja already, remove the flag. So this should be interesting. Okay. But of course, before we do that, just want to thank our viewers. Thank you very much for watching us. I am Ashley Mazuri. Our sign language interpreter is Maresha Witi. Good night.
And my name is Jesse Rogers. Erukamanu.
Kugalo, hey! Kugalo, ah! Kugalo!